welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom, and this is going to be a tag video of sorts. And this one was started by Blu-Ray Benn, aka Ben Parsons, a long-time subscriber to my channel, as I am to him, and he had an interesting video about kind of movie collecting, and I feel this is a subject that may well resonate with some of the viewers here. And I invite anyone who wants to kind of do this tag to obviously feel free to go ahead and do it. I am not going to tag specific people, so it's kind of an open tag. And he posed an interesting question. Essentially, he was made to feel guilty by a friend of his who kind of almost insinuated that he had some type of movie buying addiction, and that he had lots of films in his collection that he hadn't actually watched. And the tag video was 10 films in your collection that you have not actually watched. And I'm going to go through 10 films that I haven't watched. But first I kind of want to address the issue, first of all. Because I feel that you shouldn't feel guilty, because if it's... I actually get... So speaking for myself, I actually get pleasure from buying films. Like a dopamine hit when a kind of a new package arrives through the door. I enjoy it. I enjoy collecting. So I don't think it's necessarily something to feel guilty about. And I feel I buy films for a variety of reasons, and I've kind of got a few reasons why here. But I think one of the biggest reasons why maybe people buy films now and haven't actually watched them is that you have to remember the film watching landscape has changed, especially if you are a physical media fan, which if you are a movie collector, you clearly are. Because, you know, 10, 20 years ago, we had video rental shops, which do not exist now. So we would go out there and kind of rent films, and then kind of, and I know you can get them digitally now, but the difference is obviously the whole physical media thing. You would physically go out and look at films maybe that you haven't necessarily seen before, and rent them, and then obviously take them back. But nowadays, that model simply isn't there in a kind of a physical format, at least. So, and films are kind of inexpensive. They really haven't gone up in price unless you're buying collector's editions for what they always have. So it's really just as expensive now to just buy a film rather than kind of like it would be to rent almost. So it's not that big a deal, I personally don't think. But there's a few other reasons why, you know, I have bought films, for example. To be fair, I don't have that many. I think maybe I've got 20 to 25 films in my collection that I haven't seen. Because I do watch a lot of my stuff I review on the channel online. They come through mainly as screeners, and if I really enjoy a movie, then I'll kind of go and buy it on a kind of a physical format. But we'll go through some of these ones that I do have. And to be fair, I used to have loads of films on VHS and on DVD that I used to just buy, and that was down to love it, down to the covers. That looks cool, I'll take a chance on it, and then never kind of get around to watching it. So let's get through the 10 films that I've got. Number one, this is the only DVD that I have on the list here, because I really don't buy DVDs anymore unless it is a Marvel film, because I'm a kind of a Marvel collector. To be fair, there's not really much else I don't have. This one's called Hellman, and I don't normally go to charity shops, to be honest with you, but I was with someone who wanted to go and have a look, so I was kind of just having a look at the movie section, and I saw this, and I'd never heard of it before, and so I thought it was like 50p or something, so I bought it. And as of yet, I still haven't watched it. Now, I bought it with a view of kind of reviewing on the channel, to be honest, but I just haven't got round to it. Part of the reason for me personally is, as I've mentioned, I get sent a lot of screeners to review on the channel. So when I want to watch a film, I've got to try and these kind of have to be done first, if you see what I mean. So I often get asked on the channel, can I review a certain older film? But I only have so many hours in the day, and I do work full time as well. So there's obviously things I've got to do outside of the YouTube. So I have to kind of prioritise doing these kind of the screeners first of all, because the film companies send me them and they want them to be reviewed at a certain kind of point. So they kind of take precedent over older films. So although I have bought a few kind of older films, I still have some in my collection that I want to review. I have to kind of re-watch them to review it, and I just sometimes struggle all the time. So this one I did buy just because I thought, well, it looks kind of interesting. I mean, I've never heard of this movie before. But there you go, that's the first one. Next one is a German one called Dark World. Now, I'll admit, I am a sucker for marketing, and obviously this is made to look a lot like the Underworld series. I have no idea what this film is like, but it was like, I was having a look on Amazon Germany, and it was a couple of euros, and I was already doing an order anyway through some other stuff, and I just thought, well, do you know what, a couple of euros, I'll get round to watching it one day. You're going to see a lot of my films are not necessarily more mainstream films. But yeah, it's just one of these ones. Again, it's the same reason I bought it, purely because, like I've said, oh, that's a cool cover art. She looks kind of hot. It kind of looks a little bit like Underworld. I'll give it a go. It's got, you know, monsters and stuff in it. What's not to love? But no, I haven't got around to watching it yet. And to be fair, this is probably called something else in the UK anyway. Very similar. This one is Raw. Now, sometimes I just like to have a look around and try and find like a just unknown hidden gem. It's how I found certain films. Now, if you've watched the channel for any number of years, you would maybe have heard me speak about the movie The Borderlands. And that one is one I just bought randomly, just to, oh, that sounds interesting, I'll give it a go. And I love that movie. And there's certain other movies as well that I have just purchased or kind of, you know, or just got as blind buys and absolutely loved them, you know. So I was kind of, I do like some found footage movies. I've kind of got into them a little bit. And I'd never heard of this one. This was, again, on Amazon Germany. So I picked it up. But, and here's where reading more about stuff can help, it's actually a German film. And it is spoken in German. Because it's a German release, I don't think there's English subtitles in it, so bummer for me. So I bought this, and oh, there is English subtitles. I've lied. Yeah, but it's a German kind of language. But you know, I just haven't got around to watching it, and I know nothing about it. Sometimes you make a mistake, and this is this one, Paranormal Investigations. This is actually a movie. I thought it was something else. So there's a film label called After Dark. And they did a movie called Sanatorium, which is the subtitle of this one. And it's a great kind of like haunted asylum style found footage movie. And I think I bought that on DVD, I believe. And I wanted to get it on Blu-ray, because if I really enjoy a movie, I want to have a Blu-ray version of it rather than a DVD, if there is one available. Because that's a relatively small kind of release, there's not one in the UK. So I was having a look for the Sanatorium in other countries, and this Paranormal Investigations that you can see here is a title that is kind of given to small independent films, and they just kind of release them under this kind of like this Paranormal Investigations kind of like brand, so to speak. So there's all these different films that are completely unrelated, but they kind of like Paranormal Investigations number 4, Sanatorium, which has nothing to do with number 3, 2, or 1, whatever. They're just kind of random ones. So I bought this thinking it was a Sanatorium film that I had watched, but it isn't. It's a completely different film. So I have no idea what this film is like, and bought it kind of thinking it was something else. So the next one, this is the only media book that I have which I have not watched the film. And this is the ABCs of Death. So media book, in case you are unawares, is German or Austrian releases, and they are made to look a little bit like books, and you have the kind of, obviously, the discs in there. They've got various, it's all in German. ABCs of Death is a kind of an anthology movie, and the reason why I haven't seen this is I purely picked this up because it was so cheap. This was like on eBay, I got it for like £2. Which is, I mean, media books tend to be quite expensive, and I picked this up, it was just running out, you know, I was having a look on media books and stuff to see if there's any kind of releases that I would like. And this one, the auction was just running out, and it was like £2, and I got it for next to nothing. So I'm not a huge fan of anthologies, but I thought for £2, it's crazy not to. The next two films are going to be fairly similar. This is the Hereditary Steelbook, and I have not seen this movie. Sometimes, I mean, this is a kind of one of these divisive sort of horror films, and I think, oh, it sounds like something that I would like, so I will buy it. And I tend to, someone's asked me this before, why do I always buy Steelbooks or limited editions? If I'm going to buy a movie, I will buy the limited edition version of it if there is one available. Purely, it doesn't mean that I've not got to buy it twice then. So, because if I buy a film and, you know, I like it, and I'm just on regular Blu-ray, I'm going to then want to get it on the limited edition. And so I'll just cut to the chase and just buy, if it's on the limited edition format, I will buy that just to start with. Because to be honest with you, they'll kind of retain the value anyway, even if it's not something I'm too fast of. Anyway, so Hereditary. The reason why I haven't watched it, and it's going to be the similar case to the next one, is that I feel like I know so much about this film already, because it was one that's widely discussed. So I don't know, it's kind of one of those things that is kind of lessened in priority, because although I haven't seen the film for myself, I feel like I know more or less about the film as is, so it doesn't really go high in the priorities. And it's very similar for the movie The Witch. Another movie which I have on Steelbook, which I have not seen. This one I've actually had for a little longer. The Hereditary, I actually picked up from a Facebook group, and I got that for quite cheap. So, but this one I actually picked up. This is a brand new one, and I had it on pre-order from Amazon in Italy, I believe it was. Purely because I thought I would get round to watch it, and as of yet I have not. But once again, I feel like I know so much about this film already. It kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem like that high a priority, because I feel like I'm going to be almost re-watching it, and time is a little precious for me, to be fair. The next one is The Fantastic Four. This is the 2015 remake, and this is the only Marvel movie, with the exception of Dark Phoenix, which isn't actually out on Blu-ray yet in the UK, as I'm recording this video, that I have not seen. And this one, I'm a big Marvel collector. I collect, you know, every single Marvel film I get, if I can, the limited edition versions of them. But I knew this one was meant to be terrible. But I wanted to at least, you know, I feel like I need to be a completionist, so I need to have at least one version in my collection. And as of yet, I have not seen it. But it's kind of one of these things. I know it's meant to be a terrible movie, so really not that fussed. But I at least want to have it so I don't have a gap in the collection, basically. And then we have, this is probably my newest film on here, which maybe is a little cheap because I just haven't had time to see it yet. This is Zero Dark 30, and this is a plain archive premium steelbook, which has got the kind of the night vision style PET sleeve. Now, I've only had this for a couple of weeks, so you know, maybe I should not have this one on here because I maybe haven't given it a chance yet. But it's not a film I was massively fussed on, but I just like the edition. And I saw this on a Facebook group, I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember now where I got it from. But wherever I got it from, it was quite cheap. Maybe it was on eBay, I can't remember. But it was really cheap for something which goes for a reasonable amount of money. And I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger and buy it. Purely because I like the edition. I've also got, not in this one, the Star Wars Beyond film, I think it is, whatever it's called. And I bought that purely because I like the design of the steelbook rather than, because I'm not fussed on Star Trek films, but I really like the design of the steelbook. And that's why I wanted to buy it, although I haven't seen it yet. So there you go. And then finally for this one, The Last Stand. This is, ironically, I have this movie twice and I haven't seen it. So this is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and this was his kind of comeback film after he could have quit politics. And you know, it's one of those, again, it's the same thing. I bought it, I'll watch it at some point, and then I've kind of wanted to get all of the Schwarzenegger films that are available, at least one of the, available on Steelbook, at least one edition of them. And I'd already had another edition of it, but I wanted this specific one because I like the design. But I have not yet seen the film. And I know it's not meant to be one of his better movies, comparable to his older films, but nonetheless, I'll probably watch it one day. But as of yet, I have not seen it. So there you go. So that is 10 films that I own but that I have not seen. Yes, I've probably got about 25 in the collection, maybe that I haven't actually watched. So what about yourselves? Anyone who watches this video? I mean, either if you are a person that does videos, please feel free to do a tag, you know, do a video response. But I know a lot of people don't actually do videos, but just leave your list in the comment section below, I guess. And of course, please do go and check out Ben, who originated this video. I will, of course, leave his link to his channel in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.